tickets to this event, and guess what? It's sold out in 15 minutes as we welcome you to the WNBA Draft 2024 presented by State Farm. An absolutely gorgeous day in New York City, and the stars are out. This draft class, one of the most decorated in the history of this league. We know there has been an avalanche of momentum led by this young woman, Caitlin Clark. How about Cameron Brink on the orange carpet? You have Camila Cardoso, fresh off a national championship. And Angel Reese ready to bring her game to the pros. They are all in the building, all ready for the next step in their lives. And the line has been around the block for hours, fans waiting to get in and dive into this special moment in women's basketball. We are just minutes away from the very first pick of the 2024 WNBA Draft. As we welcome you to our set, hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside Andrea Carter, the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. We are so happy to be with you for what feels like not just a moment, but a movement in women's basketball. Coming off just an incredible Final Four. The league could not be in a more exciting place than it is right now.
Certainly, the attention on women's basketball right now is at an all-time high, and this league has been poised and ready for at least the last 2 decades for this moment. We have the star power, we have the elite play on the floor, but it's been a bit of a hidden gem. Well, it's not going to be hidden much longer, and a lot of that is because of this draft class and Caitlin Clark. The way she has driven attendance, the way she has driven viewers to watch the games on television is going to elevate the WNBA to the next level.
You know, Rebecca, it's amazing because I went back to watch the draft from last season, and you came on and you said there's been a robust conversation around the Final Four. I don't know what's bigger than robust, but it got even bigger this season. It's robustier this year. And how do we play? How do we build off of last year? More talent, more eyes on the game, more bodies here at the draft to cheer and celebrate this draft class. It's gotten better and better. A movement is so right, Ryan. It's a truly special, special day.
You know, a lot of this, of course, has come with Caitlin and her greatness, her ability to rise to the moment over and over again. And talking with Sue Bird, I think she uses a great word to describe what it's like watching Caitlin. And she says, it's thrilling. We know she's great. We know she's captivated the country. Why? What about Caitlin makes her so captivating?
Caitlin Clark is different from any other player we have ever seen in the women's game, and it starts with the distance with which she shoots the basketball. We've never seen a player shoot from that deep range with that kind of efficiency to spread the floor the way that she does, and as a result can not only get to the rim, but can find open teammates. Simply said, never seen a player like this before.
You know, it's incredible. Her range makes you have to guard her from 35 feet away from the basket. But Caitlin is also quick. She's elusive. She has incredible body control. So you run out on her to try to prevent her from knocking down that three, which she can do. And she has the ability to blow by you. She has the vision to find her teammates. Defending her, you are in constant contradiction with yourself when you're guarding Caitlin Clark. She also has to sit there like she can't hear us talking about her, which is handling wonderfully. Caitlin, proud of you on all fronts, but proud of you for handling this. Truly, though, she's really special, and it's so tough to guard her. It's also so fascinating to watch her.
Well, for a little more on Caitlin, here's another Hall of Famer, Holly Rowe.
Well, the beauty of tonight's draft is all of these young women who are going to be drafted into the WNBA have grown up in an era where they could always dream of this possibility. There's a saying, if you can see her, you can be her. And that's what happened with Caitlin Clark. Growing up, going to Minnesota Lynx game, idolizing Maya Moore. Well, in Caitlin Clark's second grade class, she filled out this goal sheet. And look at the #1 goal she wrote down when she was a young child. Be in the WNBA, earn a basketball scholarship, meet Maya Moore. She's done all of these things. But the last one I wanted to add tonight, win the lottery. That might happen on this stage later tonight, too. There is also get a puppy, but I decided we should not bring her a puppy tonight. Caitlin has been so competitive for most of her life. When her older brother Blake decided to learn how to ride a bike one day, she insisted that her parents take the training wheels off her bike. So she learned how to ride it that day too. She is that competitive, but her work ethic has made her special. The work she has put in to be the most dynamic and exciting, exhilarating player in college basketball this season, that hard work will carry over to the WNBA draft. But if you talk to Caitlin, she says her legacy will be inspiring little girls and little boys that you can be like her. For her, it was Maya Moore. Tonight, it's Caitlin Clark inspiring that next generation.
Oh, a really cool shot of her elementary school, and we are about ready to get this draft started. To officially do that, we send things now to the podium, to the commissioner of the WNBA, Kathy Engelbert.
Good evening and welcome to the 2024 WNBA Draft presented by State Farm. It's an honor to be here as we celebrate the incredible talent that defines women's basketball and players who will become the future stars of the WNBA. The past few years, the words momentum and moment have been used to encapsulate the massive attention around women's sports. But as we gather here tonight, it's clear that women's sports, and specifically the WNBA, are more than a moment. Packed arenas, long lines, and impassioned fans have defined this class of players here tonight. And that excitement has already translated to the phrase sold out, wait list, and record breaking for the WNBA. The players being drafted here tonight are entering a league where the game is being played at an exceptional level. Our league has consistently delivered inspiration to fans worldwide. And as the longest tenured women's professional league in the U.S., we take it with great responsibility to continue to lift women's sports more broadly. And a shout out, thank you to our media and corporate partners, especially Disney, ESPN, who share our commitment to equity and empowerment. I've been reflecting a lot on how far we've come since I got here a few years ago. From my first draft in my living room during the pandemic with my 2 kids as my stagehands. And now as we embark on this draft journey tonight, thank you to the fans here in New York City and around the world. Let us celebrate the past achievements, embrace the present enthusiasm, and look forward to the future of the game. Thank you to those who have been witness to the past 27 WNBA seasons, and welcome to all of you who will become WNBA fans from today on. We look forward to seeing you at our games during our 28th season, tipping off on May 14th. Congratulations, class of 2024. Welcome to the W. Indiana Fever, you are on the clock. Thank you.
Well, with that, the draft officially underway here in Brooklyn. How about the Indiana Fever? This was a team that reached the playoffs for more than a decade straight, had a championship there. Tamika Catchings, of course, at the core of that team. But since 2017, they've averaged just 8 wins, but have had a treasure trove of first-round picks over the last couple of years. So, Rebecca, how about the young talent that they have now in Indiana?
Lynn Dunn has really done an incredible job over the course of the last couple years rebuilding this franchise, and she's had a lot of picks with which to do it. What's fascinating this year, always the #1 pick, you're taking the best player available. You could not find a better fit for the current Indiana Fever team than Caitlin Clark. Kelsey Mitchell's going to benefit so much from the catch and shoot that Clark creates. Alyssa Smith can just run the floor and get some of those rim runs, and Aaliyah Boston will be outstanding together with her in the pick and roll.
Erica Wheeler is also a veteran that could play the point guard and move Caitlin off the ball. Aaliyah Boston, that connection in the pick and roll game, in transition game, the way Caitlin's going to be able to find Aaliyah Boston. She found Hannah Stolke left and right. Aaliyah's a taller target. target than Hannah Stolke. I don't know why the pick is taking so long, but when you think about it, the one area where Indiana struggled was assists per game. They were 11th in the league. Caitlin helps that immediately.
Well, Drea, you don't have to wait any longer. The pick is in. Time to get things back to the podium. Here is the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert.
With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Well, Caitlin Clark hugging her family, her brothers, Blake and Colin, her father, Brent, her mother, Ann, and heading to the podium. She is officially a member of the Indiana Fever after as decorated a collegiate career as we have ever seen. Caitlin Clark, now a professional.
And I'm going to start by saying, just because it was a fact that we all knew this was coming, it doesn't make it any less special. Special is the way you describe Caitlin Clark. First player in Division I history, men's or women's, with 3,000 points and 1,000 assists. She makes the right reads. She finds her teammates. She plays with an attack mentality. And like I said earlier, you're in constant conflict with yourself defending Caitlin Clark. Welcome to the WNBA.
We talked about her range. She made 283 shots from 25 feet or more throughout the course of her career, more than double any other player in that time frame. And some of the questions are, well, is she going to still be allowed to play like that when she gets to the pros? Lynn Dunn said, why would you change that? This is an Indiana Fever team that is going to embrace everything about the way Caitlin Clark plays.
Caitlin Clark, the first pick of the 2024 WNBA draft, and now State Farm is taking us to Holly Rowe, who is with Caitlin Clark.
Well, Caitlin, you write this goal down when you're a little girl, but it's a different reality when you hear your name called. What's kind of coursing through you right now?
I got a little anxious there before the pick, but I think more than anything, just grateful and lucky to have my family here, my friends over there, coaches up here. So I think just enjoying the moment. Like you said, like I've dreamed of this moment since I was in second grade, and it's taken a lot of hard work, a lot of ups and downs, but more than anything, just trying to soak it in.
I think one of the things we lose sometimes when we talk about you is this has taken a lot of really hard work to be standing here. What is the work you've put in that you are proud of to be in this moment?
I think the biggest thing is, like, I always just believed in myself. I went to Iowa with the goal of taking us to the Final Four. We did it twice. We went to 2 national championships, 4 Big Ten championships. Yeah, there's my teammates. They're pretty awesome. And I think just a belief in myself, and my parents always instilled confidence in me from a young age when I was a young girl. And I think that's something a lot of young girls can learn to have, and I think people supporting them certainly helps. So, yeah, I think the biggest thing is the confidence. But I told my mom before this is like, you know, I earned it, and that's why I'm so proud of it.
You did earn this moment. The Indiana Fever, I know people are going crazy in Indiana for you right now. This is a once proud franchise that have got to get back to winning ways. What will you bring immediately that will translate to this league that will help them win?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like, they have such a good roster, and that's what I'm excited about. Like you said, like, they're a winning franchise. You know, I'm excited to get there. I'm excited to get to Indianapolis. I know there's a lot of people, Aaliyah right here, I know there's a lot of people at Gainbridge tonight supporting us in the picks that we're going to make. So, you know, I know they'll be supporting all summer long. You got to buy your tickets now. I know it'll be a hot ticket, but I think the biggest thing is just do me, have fun, smile. I've loved playing basketball since I was a young girl, and that's not going to change.
Okay, last question. You love writing down the goals. We know that from your goal sheet. What will be a #1 goal this season?
Man, I think the biggest thing is just be myself and have fun. And if I do that, I think the rest is going to take care of itself.
Okay, I thought you were going to say win, but we'll take that.
All right, Holly, Caitlin, thank you very much. Caitlin exchanging a hug with her head coach, Lisa Bluter. Did such a wonderful job getting Iowa to back-to-back national championship games, and Caitlin going to exchange some high fives and handshakes with some of her fans here in Brooklyn after she is the #1 overall pick. And you know what? Jake from State Farm, he's there as well, hanging out. Well, moments ago when Caitlin Clark was selected #1 overall, State Farm congratulated her in a big way with a massive Times Square billboard right here in New York.
The WNBA Draft 2024 is presented by State Farm. Proud to cover greatness. And in part by Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the WNBA. Enjoy responsibly.
Well, Caitlin Clark, the first pick of the 2024 WNBA Draft. She is now a member of the Indiana Fever. Her coach, Lisa Bluter, has done such a terrific job at Iowa, celebrating it. And now the LA Sparks are on the clock with the second pick of the draft for LA. Their offseason has been a busy one. Nneka Ogwumike, we know, has moved on to the Seattle Storm. Jordan Canada has gone on to Atlanta. How about Carly Samuelson? She's out now in Washington. So a few pieces out. How about players who are in? Julie Alamont into LA. Ari McDonald, now a member of the Sparks. And Kia Nurse moves to LA as well. And for LA, they have 2 of the top 4 picks of this draft. Rebecca, I know you've talked about there's a lot of different ways they could go here at #2.
Well, we saw Kurt Miller. He knows how to rebuild a franchise. He was able to do that when he was with the Connecticut Sun, brought them to the playoffs in only their second year. What did you see of the additions that they got? We're all in the backcourt. What does this team need? It needs defense, rebounding, and rim protection. And what's really interesting, with the 3 players that you could consider taking here, they can all do that just in different ways. Cameron Brink, a 6'4", shot-blocking forward. Camila Cardoso, 6'7", but also brings rim protection and rebounding. And of course, Rickea Jackson, the 3-4 player. You can go with any of these 3 young women, and you will be able to find what you're looking for.
And the Sparks are in a tricky situation because they have to decide, do we want, if they're going with these 3 players, do we want 2 bigs? Do we want Cameron Brink and Camila Cardoso? And then you give Chicago a chance to get Rickea Jackson. Or are they concerned with what Chicago's going to do? They don't want Rickea Jackson in Chicago because they don't want to see her there and go against her for Chicago. So do they take Rickea and then take a chance on getting 1 of 2 of the bigs? You kind of have to play the draft with what other teams might do as well.
All right, well, we're going to find out right now because the second pick of the draft is in. We head back to the podium right now to the commissioner for the selection for Los Angeles.
With the second pick in the 2024 WNBA Draft, the Los Angeles Sparks select Cameron Brink, Stanford University.
Oh, you could see the emotion from Cameron as she celebrates with her family. The #2 overall pick, who will get to stay in California after a decorated career at Stanford in which she won a national championship as a freshman. She is the #2 overall pick of this 2024 draft and will head to the LA Sparks as a foundational piece of this rebuild out in LA.
And if you want rebounding and rim protection, you can't get much better than Cameron Brink. She led the nation this past season with 3.7 blocks per game, averaged about 12 boards a game as well. She is going to be good in the WNBA right away and also has a terrific upside. 6'4", long, elite when it comes to shot blocking and rebounding. Great skill set inside and to the perimeter.
Cameron Brink is the exact player that the LA Sparks can use. They were 11th in rebounds per game last season. They were last in opponent field goal percentage last season. The way she rebounds, the way she blocks shots, an immediate impact for Brink.
And she is with Holly Rowe.
Well, you are emotional. You are emotional. Tell me why. You have poured so much into this moment. What are you feeling?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry. Oh, I'm an ugly crier. It's just such a nerve-wracking environment, but we worked so hard for this. And I just have to shout out all my girls. I'm so proud of all of us. What a great job we've done. I'm so proud of all of us. And I'm just so happy to be associated with all of them in the league, and I'm just very thankful.
You've been training since you were in high school with the best trainer in the WNBA, Susan Borchard. You have been building to this moment. You know, your godbrother, Steph Curry, has helped you. How will you take all that you have poured into yourself to the W?
I mean, I think I just need to keep leaning on my people. You've listed all of the amazing people in my life. And my godmother, Sonia Curry, is over there. Hi, Godmama.
Mom and dad and brother, we're not forgetting you either.
I have to shout out my mom and my dad and my brother, Cy. It really takes a village. It's not a one-person job. And my friends, Jenna Brown, Brooke Dimitri, are in the crowd, so I'm just so blessed to have the people I have surrounding me.
I've read that there was a time in your life where you didn't love basketball. You had to fall in love with the game. How in love are you right now, and what will that look like as you put on that jersey for the LA Sparks, a once proud franchise trying to get back there?
I think I fall in love with the game even more just being here in New York with these girls. I feel like my passion is just reignited, and the college season's hard, but I'm just so looking forward to a new challenge and ready to get to work.
Congratulations, Cam.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations from Brink, the second pick of the draft. Now, the third selection will be made by Chicago because of this trade in which Phoenix received Kalia Copper, the former finals MVP. So Chicago slides into the third spot with a brand new head coach, Teresa Weatherspoon, a legend in this league. You can see her career accolades both in college, in the Olympics, as a pro, also what she's done in the NBA as a coach now, in the WNBA. It certainly has been an incredible career for T-Spoon.
There is no backing down in the heart and soul and body and being of Teresa Weatherspoon.
Teresa Weatherspoon, on-court leader for this Liberty squad.
I've been told as an 8th grader I would never be great playing this game. I get a chance to play on the 1988 Olympic team. We win the gold medal.
Teresa Weatherspoon at the buzzer at 3. Oh, she put it in! She put it in!
Those girls I had a chance to play with, they were my teammates, but they were more than my teammates. They were my friends and my friends for life.
Well, Teresa Weatherspoon has already accomplished so much, and now on to this next challenge. And Rebecca, this is a woman who you know very well.
Teresa Weatherspoon and I were teammates for 5 years with the New York Liberty, and anytime a new coach takes over, you wonder what is their style, what is their identity going to be, and if they're anything like Spoon, it's going to be toughness, defense, and passion. She's the Defensive Player of the Year the first year of the WNBA. The first week of practices in year 2, she got in a stance, got up in the guards, and just said, DPY, try to score on me. Thankfully, she didn't do that to me because I was a post player. This is a team that's going to have a lot of very good defenders.
Let me just say this. As we were watching that tape of Teresa Weatherspoon, I would run through a wall for Teresa Weatherspoon. There's not anything she could tell me to do that I would be like, probably not. Anything she said is what I would do. We had Dawn Staley on the set, Elle and I, for SportsCenter, and Coach Staley said that rookies need coaches that ignite them with confidence, that tell them exactly what to do out there on the floor. That is the type of coach that Teresa Weatherspoon is, and what this next rookie is going to get.
All right, we're going to find out who this next rookie is. Back to the podium. Here's Kathy Engelbert with the number 3 overall selection.
With the third pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Chicago Sky select Camila Cardoso, University of South Carolina.
Well, it has been quite a few weeks for Camila Cardoso, the most outstanding player at the Final Four, an absolutely incredible NCAA tournament, and now the number 3 overall pick of the 2024 WNBA draft as she goes to the Chicago Sky.
What a perfect fit for Kamilla Cardoso, the Chicago Sky and Teresa Weatherspoon. What a journey for Kamilla. ACC Co-Defensive Player of the Year, SEC Sixth Woman of the Year, to SEC Defensive Player of the Year. She is efficient. She's dominant. She can finish on the inside. She can block shots on the defensive end. This is a beautiful fit for Kamilla. I'm excited for her.
And certainly fits a need for Chicago. This is a team that lacks size. No player on their roster bigger than 6'3" or 6'4". A team that's built right now to run and push pace, and one of the areas that Kamilla impressed so many was how every single time down the floor she outran her opponents. Good rim runner, perfect fit here for Chicago.
And the draft room in Chicago, they are understandably excited about the addition of Kamilla Cardoso, and Kamilla is with Holly Rowe.
Kamilla, you started playing basketball when you were young because your older sister Jessica did. How special is it that she is here with your mother from Brazil to celebrate you tonight?
For me, it's really special that she's here. She's one of my biggest inspirations. She's the reason why I'm here right now, because she's inspired me to play basketball. So I'm just so thankful that she's able to be here.
You have had to sacrifice maybe more than any other player here at the draft. You had to leave home from Brazil at 15 years old. You didn't speak the language, and here you are. Why did you believe in yourself so much at such a young age?
I had a goal to be here tonight and give my family a better life. So I'm just so thankful that I was able to be here.
You have done that, and you will give your family a better life. What do you know about Chicago? They will love and embrace you there.
Yeah, I'm just so excited to get there.
All right, thank you, Kamilla. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Dawn Staley calls Kamilla Cardoso the separator. She was that throughout the NCAA tournament as she gets a big hug from her head coach. Kamilla Cardoso goes number 3 overall to the Chicago Sky. Meanwhile, the LA Sparks back on the clock after that number 2 overall pick of Cameron Brink. They now select number 4 overall. Who will they add to Cameron Brink? And how about LA and where they are right now in this moment as a franchise? They've been rebuilding. They're looking to get back to the promised land, and Holly Rowe has a little more on that.
Well, it's hard to believe that the LA Sparks have not been in the playoffs for the last 3 years, and that franchise is undergoing some change right now, and it is much needed. They've just hired a new GM in Reagan Peebley. They have a new team president in Christian Monger. These are both women who have devoted their life to basketball. Christine has a great background in the WNBA with the Las Vegas Aces. And so we are hopeful that that team is investing in the future of this franchise. They have much bigger news coming out about some of their player health and welfare that they are improving around the Sparks. So let's hope that franchise gets back to where it should be, and that is in the WNBA playoffs.
Well, we certainly would expect that sometime in the near future. And how about who's going to join them and join Cameron Brink? The number 4 overall pick is in. Back to the podium we go with Commissioner Kathy Engelbert.
With the 4th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Los Angeles Sparks select Rickea Jackson, University of Tennessee.
Well, Rickea Jackson, the number 4 overall pick after a fantastic finish to her senior season. Drea talked earlier about the possibility of having Jackson's wing guard skills with size joining one of the posts. That's exactly what LA gets. Cameron Brink at 2, and now Rickea Jackson at 4. A foundation for the Sparks to build upon, and one that has to be very exciting for that fan base. How about Jackson, just one of 5 SEC players to average at least 20 points and 5 rebounds in multiple seasons over the last 25 seasons.
Rickea Jackson was the most coveted wing in this draft. Great size and athletic ability, has an explosive first step that gets her to the rim, can post up smaller players, and has terrific footwork to finish around the rim. She's shown that she can be very good in the pick and roll and isolation situations.
As a former Lady Vol, I have to say we are all so proud of Rakia and her journey. And as a basketball analyst, I've been saying all season, she's a pro. Her ability to hit tough shots. In her last game at Tennessee, she put up 33 points on 60% from the field. She's a bucket, she's a natural scorer, and a great choice for LA.
And in LA, yeah, they're excited. A little watch party, they're ready to go. Rakia Jackson is the newest member of the LA Sparks, and she is with Holly.
Well, you know, as we look at your skill set, Rakia, I believe that you are one of the most ready-made pros to step in and make an impact this season in the WNBA. What is it about your game that the Sparks are going to be like, okay, yes, she is ready to go?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just very versatile. I can play multiple positions. There's still room to grow, and I'm willing to just be a sponge and continue to be a better player.
Of course, yes. Your mom, Cayenne, is here tonight. She was a great player herself. She won a championship at a lower college division, but was a terrific player. How has your family helped you get to this moment?
My family is the reason why I'm here. I do everything for them. You know, if it wasn't for my brothers, I wouldn't have even picked up a basketball. And, you know, my mom just instilling greatness and knowledge and, you know, always keeping God number one. That just really just made me to the player who I am today.
Okay, to the LA Sparks fans, you are the first draftee that I think did a wardrobe change from the orange carpet to here. They're getting a little sizzle, a little bedazzle. Tell us what the Sparks fans are going to be falling in love with.
They're just going to be falling in love with my personality, you know. I just like to...
As they should.
Just everything, you know. I'm just excited to build new relationships, and I'm just ready to win.
The greats of the Vols, Lady Vols, Candace Parker played there. You are now stepping into that kind of similar dynasty. What does that mean to you as a Lady Vol?
It means a lot. You know, Candace with the Tennessee was at LA, and just to even be in that conversation is just crazy in itself. So, you know, I just think it's pretty cool.
All right, very cool. Congratulations. The Sparks are so lucky.
Thank you.
Well, Rakia Jackson, Cameron Brink, both members of the Sparks, 4 picks down. Many more to come. Number 5 up next. Best available, a lot of talent left. A lot of fans here enjoying the 5th pick coming up next. Well, do not miss a second of the most anticipated season yet. Follow these rookies with WNBA League Pass and stream live games at home or on the go. Scan the QR code on the screen to subscribe today. 4 picks down, 5th pick coming. Dallas Wings are on the clock. Let's take a look at their 2023 season. Went 22-18, their best record since 2008, back when they were in Detroit. Swept Atlanta in the first round, their first series win since 2009, and then Las Vegas en route to their 2nd straight championship, eliminating Dallas from the playoffs. This is a Dallas team that is dealing with some injury, though. Satu Sabally going to miss some time, but still a lot of talent at the core of the Dallas Wings.
Yes, certainly. And after watching the playoffs last year, you come into this draft thinking they need guards with size. Their small guards were exposed in their 2nd round loss to the Vegas Aces. But at the same time, the Satu Sabally injury, curious how long she will be out. That might make them look for a power forward, but like Aaliyah Edwards. But if they're going big guard, J.C. Sheldon would certainly fit that bill.
Yeah, I mean, the one area also that Dallas struggled was three-point shooting. When you look at, they were last in three-point field goal percentage. They were tied for 8th in three-point field goals made per game. So a big guard that can knock down threes. Defensive-minded, of course, would fit in Dallas. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, well, the pick is in. We're going to find out right now who the Wings will select with the number 5 overall pick of the 2024 WNBA draft. Here is the commissioner.
With the 5th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Dallas Wings select J.C. Sheldon, Ohio State University.
Well, there you go. J.C. Sheldon had so much success at Ohio State. Of course, last year, a deep tournament run. Talked about the three-point shooting, Drea. You talked about the need for a bigger guard, Rebecca. And J.C. Sheldon goes to a Dallas team that has so many pieces in place to be a contender. And with J.C., they get something that maybe they didn't have and something that they really need.
I mean, this is a veteran, played her entire 5-season career at Ohio State. She's a bucket, 2,026 career points, 6th most in Ohio State history. But for me, it's also her speed, the energy that she plays with and that she brings to the court. It's relentless. She gets out in transition. She can push the pace. She finds her teammates. And yes, she can knock down shots.
She certainly fits the bill for a big guard who can be defensive-minded. She has a high motor, plays with energy on both ends of the floor, has nice driving ability, puts pressure at the rim, really good in ball screens as well, can get to her mid-range. She is a really nice fit here with the Dallas Wings.
Well, JC is with Holly.
Okay, I want to start with your family. Your dad's a basketball coach. Your mom was a terrific track athlete. They have instilled in you to be a terrific athlete, which you are. 39 20-point games. How have they helped make you the player you are today?
Oh my gosh, they're everything. They've done so much for me, especially their support throughout my college career and really my whole life, but they mean everything to me.
You joined this Dallas Wings team, and they are a team that needs scoring on the perimeter, but you've got Arike Ogunbowale. How can you fit in and flow with someone that likes the ball in their hands and can score, but you assist at a high level?
Absolutely, I'm really excited, especially the love for the game that we all share. I think it's going to be really fun to compete out there and just push each other to be better.
I know that Emma is dying to get over here. She is waiting. You are the best cheerleader ever. She really has been your best cheerleader this whole career, 5 years at Ohio State. How has she lifted you?
In so many ways. She's made a huge impact on me and my family, and she has no idea, and it's been cool to see really the whole world, just to see how special she is and how much of an impact she makes.
We've all fallen in love with you, and you yell during opponents' free throws, and you cause a lot of people to miss. I noticed that, so great job by you. Are you proud of her?
Yeah.
Very proud. All right. Well, thank you, and congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
A wonderful moment there as Sheldon goes to Dallas, number 5 overall. Now the Washington Mystics on the clock with a number 6 overall pick. We know this is a Washington team that played a tight little 2-game series with New York last year in the playoffs, but they've now had significant pieces move on. Natasha Cloud gone, Elena Delle Donne not playing this season. So interesting how Washington now has to sort of rebuild or look at their future in a different way than they maybe otherwise would have.
Perhaps their most important returning piece, though, is Shakira Austin. This is a young woman who has a future as a perennial all-star, and what they need is a player who can complement her, play alongside her. They're looking for a stretch 4 who would certainly fit that bill, potentially a player like Aaliyah Edwards, who plays on different areas of the floor than Shakira Austin. That's key.
Yeah, I was thinking those two could be an incredible 1-2 punch, being on the floor together, the way they pass, the way they find each other, also their energy on the boards together could be huge. And the one thing I know is whatever rookie ends up going to Washington, I've called games at that place, as you have as well, that crowd is electric. They show up for their team, so I think that's going to be a big key.
4-5 punch, right?
4-5 punch, big to big.
Punch.
All right, we're going to see if that's exactly what happens here with a little 4-5 punch. The pick is in. Back to the podium is the commissioner with the selection.
With the 6th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Washington Mystics select Aaliyah Edwards, University of Connecticut.
Aaliyah Edwards, the number 6 overall pick. And I'll tell you what, our desk is hot, nailing these predictions right now as Edwards goes to Washington and will be Shakira Austin's teammate with that 4-5 punch in the front court. Big hugs all the way around for Aaliyah Edwards, as she has so many of her UConn contingent in the building, teammates, coaching staff. Saw Aaliyah's family. See Paige and AZ Fudd here celebrating as well. And Aaliyah Edwards, after such a steady, successful career at Connecticut, back in the Final Four this season, after so many did not think they'd be able to make a run like that with all the injuries they sustained. Aaliyah, a huge reason why they did, and now ready for the next step in her pro career. It begins in Washington with the Mystics.
One of the things I consistently heard when talking to coaches and GMs is that Aaliyah Edwards already knows how to be a pro. Not only because she went to UConn and they produce great pros, but she's played with the Canadian national team, including in the last Olympics. And over her 4-year career at UConn, she became a consistent force, finishing around the rim, range out to 15 feet, drives well from the free throw line as well, and can be an outstanding passer within a system offense.
And again, we've already said it, but we love it when the stats support it. Washington struggled on the glass, 10th in rebounds per game, 11th in opponent rebounds per game. Aaliyah Edwards and Shakira Austin can fix that together.
Well, Holly Rowe is with Aaliyah right now.
It is hard when you hear that name called. You just get kind of like overwhelmed for a minute, don't you?
Whew. I can take a breath now. Oh my God. Yeah, it's amazing. It's a dream come true, and to actually walk your dream, it means a lot.
I know that as you walk up to that stage, I see the love for your mom and your dad. Your mom was your coach as a kid. Your brother helped coach you. You guys have built this as a group. What did they coach you to do to be such a consistent, excellent player? I just think of consistency and excellence when I think of you.
I mean, they knew me pretty well because they were family first and foremost. But yeah, excellence and just building the foundation into the player that I am. I had to push myself. You know, being the coach's kid it's a lot of expectations, but I pride myself on that and set myself to a higher standard.
You have held yourself to a high standard, and I want to talk about your Canadian national team. There's a lot of kids in Canada watching tonight. You've been on the senior national team. You have played in Olympics. How are you inspiring and representing young women in Canada and beyond?
Oh my gosh, just an overload of love and mad love from Canada across the border. I get so many messages and support, and I feel all the love, but I'm just really grateful to make an impact here in the States and to kind of open the doors. Just to open the doors for all the little girls who wish they could be in my position and will be in my position in the future. So just to lead the way so they can build their own footprints.
Okay, and I think it's a pretty quick flight to Washington for Canada, so we'll get some Canadians down there.
Yeah, bring all the Canadians to Washington. Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, congratulations to Aaliyah Edwards. Meanwhile, Chicago is on the clock at 7 because of a recent trade just a couple days ago. Minnesota trading back one selection. They get a swap in 2026. You look at this trade, moving up just one pick, and it makes you think, hey, Chicago has someone in mind that they thought wasn't going to make it past 7 that they want to take right here.
And when you talk to teams around the league, everyone thought that Chicago was coveting Angel Reese. And so would Angel Reese have gotten past the 7th pick if they hadn't made that trade? Probably not. This is a Chicago team, even though they already have gotten a big, they can get bigger. So that would be the anticipated pick.
And again, what did we talk about earlier with the head coach leading the way in Teresa Weatherspoon to pour into Angel Reese, teach defense, energy, confidence. Angel Reese already has those things. Those two combined, if this ends up being the pick, could be really tough for opponents to have to go against.
All right, after an incredible collegiate career, will it be Angel Reese in Chicago? We find out now. The 7th pick is in. Back to the podium goes Kathy Engelbert.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Chicago Sky select Angel Reese, LSU.
Well, there it is, Angel Reese, the 7th overall pick of this draft, a champion at LSU a season ago. A double-double machine. Her head coach Kim Mulkey here to celebrate at 34 double-doubles last season, the most in a single season in D1 history. An All-American, an SEC Player of the Year, and now Angel Reese a member of the Chicago Sky.
I've called her Angel Relentless Reese. When it comes to passion and energy and love for the game, Angel is at the top tier level. She plays so hard. She has such a high motor. Those are the things that got her here. But her work ethic and the time that she's committed already to putting into her game will keep her in the lead.
What do you call her?
Angel Relentless Reese.
Well, she calls herself a dog, and that's certainly the type of player that Teresa Weatherspoon can build around. She's strong, explosive, an elite rebounder, especially when she gets on the offensive glass. This is a great fit for Angel Reese because this is also a Chicago team that can potentially keep both of their first-round picks.
All right, Angel Reese is with Holly Rowe.
Well, Angel, you told me yesterday that you were talking to some veteran players and they told you it's not the number that you go, it's the fit of the team. How does this team fit you and your style?
I'm just so excited. I get to play with Camilla. I've been playing against her since high school, so I'm excited to play with Camilla, and Teaspoon is amazing, and she's done some great things, and I'm excited to be coached by her.
The thing that I've admired about you, everywhere you've gone in your career, from high school to LSU, you win. How will you infuse that winning style and culture to Chicago?
Just coming in and being competitive, having an open mind every day to just want to work, and I'm just excited to learn from my vets.
You have helped elevate the women's basketball game. You have helped elevate the attention that we're having on this draft. What are you proud of that you've helped build in basketball right now?
Being able to leave my impact. So many different people came out today and how they can relate to me. So a kid from Baltimore not supposed to be here, and I'm just happy. And my mom is here and my brother is here, and I wouldn't be able to do it without them.
This kid from Baltimore is supposed to be here. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you.
Well, Angel Reese, the 7th overall pick of the 2024 WNBA draft, gets a big hug from her head coach, Kim Mulkey. How about Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso together in Chicago? Sky fans have to be excited. The draft rolls on in a moment. Welcome back to the WNBA Draft 2024, presented by State Farm. We'll experience the historic and record-breaking college basketball seasons of Caitlin Clark, Camila Cardoso, and Kiki Rice in the highly anticipated ESPN Plus original series Full Court Press, presented by State Farm, premiering May 11th exclusively on ABC and streaming on ESPN Plus. First round of the draft rolling on, 7 picks down, and now the Minnesota Lynx with the 8th selection. This is the Lynx team that traded back 1 selection, now in that 8th spot. We know this is a Lynx team that they haven't been able to fully rebuild because they're too good at reloading and just competing enough. So here they are at 8. They also get the swap in that deal with Chicago for 2026, where there could be a lot of talent.
And they made some really nice moves in free agency. They shored up their backcourt, Courtney Williams and Natisha Heidemann, to join Kayla McBride, who is having another outstanding season overseas. They've got Diamond Miller already on the wing. So this is a team, when you look at their roster, Jessica Shepard not going to play this year. They just traded Milic away, got Sika Kone as part of that trade. But when you look at their needs, they look like they need a front court player, a rebounder, a player who just shores up their front line.
Yeah, in the front court, and also an area they struggled was three-point shooting. If they could combine those two things, maybe a stretch big, someone that could knock down threes, defensive-minded, of course, when you're playing for Cheryl Reeve. This is a storied organization. They know what it means to win championships, so a tough, gritty player that's a winner is going to be important here.
Yeah, not that far removed from 4 titles in a 7-year period. Back to the podium. The pick is in. Here is the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, with the selection.
With the 8th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Minnesota Lynx select Alyssa Peely, University of Utah.
So Alyssa Peely goes number 8 to Minnesota. This is a player who is such an efficient scorer everywhere on the floor, has a unique offensive game, and Rebecca, we saw her play against really good South Carolina defense and still be able to put up points. This is a talented offensive player who very much looking forward to seeing how that translates to the W, especially under the tutelage of Cheryl Reeve.
Put up points, put up 37 points in that matchup. Alyssa Peely is the most unique player in the draft. She's only 6 feet tall, but she can score on any size defender. A good shooter, Drea, with strength, great footwork, and a special savvy offensively. She can also really pass, which is something that Cheryl Reeve covets from her bigs. One GM said she is the second best offensive player in this draft to Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, and what's really special, we talked about three-point shooting. 55% from the field this season, 30% from three. She has the ability to stretch the floor. She is also physical. She works for position. She's not afraid of contact. The toughness that she brings to Minnesota is huge.
Averaged the 4th most points in D1 over the last 2 seasons, and Alyssa is with Holly.
Well, Alyssa Peely, you have come so far from Alaska to Utah to Southern California to be here tonight. I know your whole family is here. Tell me what it means to you to be representing all of them.
It means everything. My family is everything to me, and they've helped me get here. Without them, I wouldn't be standing up on that stage, and, you know, I owe everything to them.
You have, everywhere I've seen you play this season, there are lines and lines and lines of people to get there and see you play, from your Samoan heritage, your Polynesian heritage, and your indigenous heritage. How are you inspiring people who are like you that this is possible?
You know, a lot of indigenous and Polynesian girls don't get to see that role model, and I'm just so blessed that I could be in the position to be that for them.
I love your beautiful, yes, yes. I love your beautiful tribal print skirt. This means something special to you tonight. How are you representing?
I'm just representing them with pride. You know, I had to include the tribal in my dress. And, you know, everything it took to get here, their support just pushed me through and, you know, really excelled me to get to this stage.
Okay, I'm going to quote Dawn Staley. They played you earlier this year, and she said, "We can't stop her." Good luck to everybody in the WNBA, and congratulations to Coach Lynn Roberts at Utah, who helped pour into you. How will you immediately impact the league?
I think just with my physicality and my versatility, you know, I'm willing to do whatever team needs me to, so I'm excited to just learn and grow from that.
Cheryl Reeve is absolutely going to love you. I know her style, and she is going to love you, which is why she drafted you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, well, that is the 8th pick, Alyssa Peely to Minnesota. How about the 9th selection? Right back to the podium for the 9th pick and the 2nd of the night from Dallas. Here's the commissioner.
With the 9th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Dallas Wings select Carla Late from France.
And this is certainly a point in the draft where teams start looking for players for the future. And Late is one of those. She's only 20 years old. A true point guard, has been described as having a ton of wiggle to her game. A flashy passer like Maureen Johannes, which is no surprise because she is also French. Quickness gets her into the paint, gets her to the free throw lines, and she led the French league in free throw attempts a game this past season.
She's also a really scrappy player. When I was watching some of her games, a lot of the plays that she made were off of broken plays where she just didn't give up on the ball. She pursues it. She is elite at getting downhill, getting into the paint, finding her teammates. When you think about her playing potentially with Arike Agumbawale, playing with the post players that are going to run with her in transition, great pick, like you said, Rebecca, for the future for Dallas.
All right, so now the Connecticut Sun up, the 10th overall selection. This is a Connecticut team that's had a lot of success in recent years. They have not gotten to the tippy top of the mountain, but they have come oh so close. See, they lost in the finals in an epic 5-game series with Washington in 2019. Then semifinals, back to the finals in 2022, falling to the Vegas juggernaut, and then a semifinal loss in a hard-fought series against New York a season ago. You see over the last 5 years their success. But Rebecca, this might be the final run for serious members of this core being able to play together for Connecticut.
Yeah, they have the core pieces that have helped them have so much success over the years, but most those pieces are free agents after this season. This is a team that does not have a lot of holes to fill. Wouldn't be surprised if they too took a pick for the future. But yes, you wonder, is this the last season that they'll have that core group together because so many are free agents?
And whoever it is has to be defensive minded. This is a team that forced 15 turnovers a game, scored 18.5 points off of those turnovers. If you know anything, you know Steph White and Connecticut love to play defense. So whoever they're looking for, I bet a lot of defensive film is what they paid attention to.
All right, the selection is in. Who does Connecticut take? We find out right now.
With the 10th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Connecticut Sun select Leila Lacan from France.
So France stays hot with back-to-back picks.
Leila Lacan is 5'11", a big guard who is a good straight-line driver. She was told to me might be the most skilled and pro-ready international in the draft. Athletic, changes speeds well, good at reading ball screens, and yes, a player that you don't expect to come over right away, can continue to develop and learn and be ready when she joins the WNBA.
Please go watch the U19 World Championship game against Japan. She took over in that game, and it's so funny that she's going to Connecticut because when I was watching her film, I said, oh, she kind of reminds me of Tiffany Hayes, who just retired from the Connecticut Sun, and her ability to get downhill, those long strides, her ability to hit threes. It's a tough, high comparison because she's a rookie, but ceiling-wise, she has a great skill set, great length, and she's defensive mindset as well.
Big shoes to fill for sure. Up next, the New York Liberty got back to the finals this past season, looking to do it again. Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart. Who will join their team? We find out next.
That Stewie is headed to the Liberty.
This is the super team era now. Why not come to the biggest sports market in the world?
Brianna Stewart has scored the last 7 points. Last 10, Stu York.
I think us being able to team up together and wanting to come together and win is really special about this group.
An incredible performance from Sabrina Ionescu, the three-point shootout champion.
So much credit to this Liberty team. Sandy Brondello, they're going to the WNBA Finals.
We're still disappointed with how it ended, but we grew as a team a lot. It should give us a lot of confidence and motivation to build on what we started this year.
Oh, and Ellie the Elephant is in the building here tonight, was just getting the crowd going. Yeah, there's Ellie. Gets a little wild with that trunk from time to time. This crowd is certainly livened up. We felt the atmosphere at Barclays Center, which was objectively incredible throughout the playoffs. And here you could feel the energy of these Liberty fans tonight in Brooklyn. We also know it's a New York team that brings back 5 starters. So may not have had the splashiest offseason, but they have a core that got this close to a championship and looking to get over the top.
And they certainly feel good about the needs that they did fill through free agency, in particular Kennedy Burke, who's having a really nice season overseas. And this is a pick that they feel can come in and really help this team down the road. And I tell you what, when I was talking to New York, Marquisha Davis was a player that they were very excited about, didn't think that she would be available here. Because she is, I'll be shocked if they go elsewhere.
Yeah, if it ends up being Marquisha Davis, the coach sitting right next to her, Coach Yo, all they preach at Ole Miss is defense. I got a T-shirt from Ole Miss that said on the front, "We defend." That's all that was on the T-shirt. When you talk about a New York Liberty team that could use perimeter defense, Marquisha Davis, Nika Mule, a defensive-minded guard, I think would be where this pick has to go with some size.
All right, we're going to find out right now. The Liberty pick is in. Who will they select? Here in the home borough of Brooklyn, here's Kathy Engelberg.
With the 11th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the New York Liberty select Marquisha Davis, University of Mississippi.
You see the emotion from the loved ones of Marquisha, who is headed to the New York Liberty. A big hug from Coach Yo, and joins a Liberty team that went to the finals a season ago, that has so much talent, so much veteran experience to learn from as well. And Davis stays right here in Brooklyn, going to New York, and gets to make the walk to the podium to grab her New York Liberty jersey.
Marquisha Davis could be one of the best athletes in the draft. A number of coaches and GMs compared her to Kalia Copper. At 6 feet tall, she is an elite athlete, very good in transition, and can get downhill. Also a solid defender, Drea, with size, which is something New York needs. She is seen as a high upside pick.
She can elevate. The way she gets downhill, the way she changes speed, she's also a bucket. We've talked about her defensive ability. Go look at her SEC tournament numbers. 33 points against Florida, 21 points against LSU. When she gets hot, she can take over in moments because of her athleticism, because of her mid-range game, and because of her aggressive mindset. The aggression is on both sides of the floor, which New York can use.
Well, Davis is with Holly Rowe.
So we were talking earlier, and you said you're from a small town in Arkansas, McGee, Arkansas, population 3,654. How are you proud of coming out of that town? You said not many kids come out of that town to get to stand on a stage like this tonight.
I'm very proud, to come from a small town and to dream big and, to actually make it. It's not always easy. So I would just say to those young girls that dream big, but they're from a small town, always believe and just keep going.
So beautifully said. And you have a special why you play basketball, why you are such a great two-way player and play as hard as you do. What is your why?
I would say that my why is my family, because I do this for them and I want to provide a better life for them.
Wonderful. And how fun is it that you get some of your own hometown fans? Like, let's turn around and say, hello, New York Liberty. This is her. Brooklyn's a little bit bigger than McGee, Arkansas, but I know you're going to fit right in. Thank you.
Thank you.
How wonderful is that moment here with the Liberty fans embracing Marquisha Davis, who goes to the Liberty with the number 11 overall pick. And now we move to the final selection of this first round, the Atlanta Dream. 19-21 a season ago. Tanisha Wright's done a really nice job there in Atlanta, trying to build this team back. We had seen them in the finals so often earlier, about a decade ago. We saw them go to the finals many times. Now back in the playoffs last year, lost to Dallas. How about how they continue to build on the recent success they've had?
One of the things, I had that series against Dallas and they got absolutely blasted on the boards. What did they do? They add Tina Charles to help fix that and bring a solution to their rebounding and their inside presence and their size. So I wonder if Atlanta is looking at a guard, maybe a backup point guard, someone to play. They lost Ari McDonald. They got Jordan Canada. I think a guard would be a good fit. Got to know how to play defense. Again, it's Atlanta, but I'm thinking a guard here.
They did a nice job filling their needs in free agency, because when I watched this team last year, the thing that I thought they really needed was veteran leadership.
Yep.
And they go out and they get Tina Charles, a former MVP. They get Jordan Canada, one of the most improved players in the league, and Ariel Power. So they certainly filled the need in terms of veteran additions to their team.
All right, we're going to find out who the selection is. The final pick of the first round of the 2024 WNBA draft is in, and here is Kathy Engelberg.
With the 12th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Atlanta Dream select Nadia Patch from Australia.
So Nadia Patch, who played in the WNBL with the Southside Flyers in Australia, the final pick of this first round, headed to the Atlanta Dream. We've talked about more and more seeing international players selected earlier in the draft. We've had quite a few of them here in the first round, including Patch, who is the final pick of this opening round of the 2024 draft.
Pacha is described to me as having the highest ceiling of any international in the draft. She's 6'3" and long, as you can see right there with the 6'5" wingspan. Long, athletic, rangy. She can score at different levels. Top-notch speed driving to the rim. Can play the 3 and the 4. You see her finishing there. Also can hit the corner 3. With her length and mobility, has the chance also to be a very good defender in the WNBA.
I watched an interview with Pouch, and she talked about two players that she tries to model her game after, being Breanna Stewart and Kevin Durant, because of the way they use their length, and that's on both ends of the floor. One of my favorite parts of her game. She's got size, but she drops her shoulders. She's a physical driver. She puts pressure on the rim.
Well, Nadia Pacha is with Holly Rowe.
Well, one of the most unique parts of your game, you're 19 years old, but you've already been playing pro basketball in Australia for the last 2 years, with a championship team this year. How big is your upside when you're just getting started in the W at just 19?
I think it's huge. I still got development to get through, experiences and stuff. But yeah, I think I can learn more, add more to my game, and keep going.
You got to play alongside Lauren Jackson, one of the greats of the WNBA. Mercedes Russell on this team with you in the Southside Flyers this year. What was some advice they gave you about being a great pro in this league?
Yeah, so Lauren, she talked to me. She's obviously been through this, and she's great and back in Australia, one of the greatest. And yeah, she told me, like, they're gonna break me. They're gonna push me, they're gonna come at me, but you just gotta keep going, build yourself, and just keep being relentless.
How resilient would you describe yourself as?
I think I'm good, pretty good, yeah.
So they are not gonna break you. They are not gonna break you. I see your mom, just tears coming down her face. You have 7 siblings in your family. All of you play basketball. How special is this moment for your family and your mom?
Yeah, it's huge. Big family, we love basketball, and my mom, oh, I'm gonna cry.
It's okay.
My mom, she's done so much for us, and oh my God.
It's okay, it's okay. If you're not crying, then it didn't mean anything, right? It's a beautiful moment. Tell your mom what she means.
Oh, she's so strong. She's such a great mom. She's done it through thick and thin. She's looked after us, done a lot for us. And here she is, traveling in New York, watching me being this. And yeah, it's cool.
It's very cool. Well, congratulations. We cannot wait to see you play. Thank you.
Oh, what a beautiful moment. That is what this night is all about. Young women having their professional dreams come true, sharing it with the people that they love. The first round is in the books. You take a look at the 12 players selected in this opening round. And some of our favorite moments of this first round. Caitlin Clark, the first overall selection. She will join our desk in a little bit. How about Cameron Brink getting hugs? So many different players celebrating this wonderful evening. We welcome you to the second round of the WNBA Draft 2024 presented by State Farm. Of course, so many people anticipating this moment for this talented young class, led by that woman, Caitlin Clark, the first overall selection to the Indiana Fever. After her incredibly scintillating collegiate career, Caitlin is headed to Indiana. You take a look at our second round cohort as we get ready to begin. And look, we have seen several significant pieces through the years in the second round selection. You think about Allie Quigley, 3-time All-Star, 3-point champion 1 million times over with Chicago. Emma Meeseman, who was the Finals MVP in Washington. How about here, Panija Laney Hamilton, an all-star, a stalwart of both ends of the floor. And how about Dangerfield, the Rookie of the Year back in 2020 as a member of the Minnesota Lynx. So we know you can find talent in the second round that can have a big impact. Ryan Rucco, the Hall of Famer, Rebecca Lobo, Andrea Carter, so happy you're hanging with us. We can feel the energy in this building in Brooklyn. We can feel it from all of you watching at home as well. It's been a great night and so much more still to come, including Caitlin Clark at our desk in just a little bit. But how about the second round and the impact players that could still be out there that could still end up having not only great careers, but immediate impacts.
Yeah, certainly. And you heard our pregame show talking about it. We've talked about it here, how important it is in terms of fit. So when you're looking at the second round, you're thinking, is this a team where I can come in to camp and really compete? And in particular, if you're in the second round, you're thinking, all right, maybe I'm going 14 to Seattle, 18 to Vegas. Why? Because they did not have first-round picks, and then you have a broader opportunity to make the roster in camp.
Yeah, I think the mindset that you go in with, the confidence, and then learning. Again, I keep referencing Dawn Staley because she was on set with us earlier, and she just talked about being a sponge. And when you come into the league and you have that sponge mindset, learn all that you can, pay attention to the small details, you can stick in this league, do the things that you do best, bring positive energy. These are great opportunities. Again, we talked about it. It doesn't matter where you get drafted. Fit is the most important.
Well, we're going to find out right now about the fit for the Chicago Sky. The pick is in with the 13th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. The Chicago Sky select Brenna Maxwell from Gonzaga University. So Brenna is the 13th overall pick, headed to the Chicago Sky. We know Chicago's already had a very busy night. We saw them pick second and fourth. We saw them pick third and seventh, and now they add a little more talent at 13.
Yeah, a guard with good size who can really shoot the three-pointer. And when you look at a Gonzaga team, it was a team that played a pro-style offense. They could really move the ball, share the ball. They surrounded their big with shooters on the perimeter. So she knows how to play with other very good players, knows how to share the basketball, and certainly can shoot it as a big guard.
46% from the field, 44% from three. And when you think about the bigs that they just got in this draft, Camila Cardoso, Angel Reese, what are some of the best three-point shots to hit? The ones off of offensive rebounds. It's a great opportunity for Brenna to come in and make an impact for Chicago.
All right, well, you know, one team we have not talked about yet tonight, the Seattle Storm. They are now on the clock for the very first time, and we know it has been a busy offseason for the Storm.
It's official? It's finalized? Okay. 8-time All-Star Nneka Ogwumike has signed with the Seattle Storm.
Pick and pop it, Ogwumike, straight away three. She got it.
She will now team up with Jewel Lloyd and Skylar Diggins-Smith in the Emerald City.
Skylar Diggins-Smith dropping defenders like a bad habit. Option one, plan A, was Nneka and Skylar.
Can you guys talk about the concept of the super teams?
We're a super team.
Yeah, are you asking if we are one?
It's greatness in our league that we're very well aware of.
You have to love Chene breaking the news about her sister going to the Seattle Storm. And you also have to love the way the Storm have retooled here. After a down season last year, to be expected, after Sue Bird retires, after Breanna Stewart goes to New York, here the Storm are making serious additions. A proud franchise, 4 championships, incredible investment from the franchise when it comes to practice facility, which is opening, and everything else. And they got to be excited about this.
There were a lot of times that I had Seattle games. I don't know. No one wanted to take the trip to Seattle. It is a
I
lot
was
of
out there with you.
You went out there with me.
We spent Memorial Day together there.
Their fans are so excited about this team. Even last season, there were times where Seattle was down, and they were down big. We had them a couple of times, and what did they do? They fought. They battled. They played with a ton of energy. They played around Jewel Lloyd. So you keep that fight, and then you add pieces like Nneka Ogwumike and Skylar Diggins-Smith, who have fight, skill, experience. This is a team that we're now starting to talk about super teams with those 3 pieces. So this is an incredible position to be in to join Seattle.
This is a Seattle team last season was 11th in scoring. That's not going to be the case this year. They were last in field goal percentage. That's not going to be the case this year. They were last in assists per games. That's not going to be the case this year. The Seattle fans last year, even when the team was struggling,
showed up.
Were filling the building and filling it with energy. There's so much to be excited about with the Storm.
Yeah, we are not that far removed from Skylar Diggins-Smith helping lead a team to the WNBA Finals either. Remember that. Time to find out who the Storm are selecting. Let's head back to the podium to Kathy Engelbert.
With the 14th pick in the 2024 WNBA Draft, Seattle Storm select Nika Mule, University of Connecticut.
How about a Connecticut guard that wears number 10 going to Seattle? It doesn't get much more poetic than that. The all-time assist leader at the University of Connecticut is headed to the Storm, where she will play underneath the retired jersey of Sue Bird.
Well, the Seattle Storm have certainly had a tradition of success with UConn players wearing their uniform. You mentioned Sue Bird, also Breanna Stewart helping them to a championship. And Nika Mule is the type of competitor that any team loves to have. She has great size at the guard position at 5'10", and everyone was impressed with the way she defended in the semifinals at the Final Four. Just dogged all over Caitlin Clark the entire game. So this is a young woman who certainly is a 3-and-D. She can make three-pointers at a 40% clip. She will defend you anywhere on the floor. A tough competitor can really share the basketball.
What an exciting moment for Nika Mule to play alongside and learn from Skylar Diggins-Smith. Nika Mule has such a great basketball IQ. She is a relentless worker. She has a high motor. She knows what it is like to play alongside superstars, Paige Beckers being one of them. She knows that it is not about her, but she can fill her role. She can play her absolute hardest, and she'll do that at Seattle.
And as we saw there, can hit a pretty big shot as well when the moment calls for it. Nika is with Holly.
Well, Nika, I know that your sister Hana is here with you tonight, but the rest of your family are all at home in Croatia watching. What would you love to say to them right now?
I feel like I was lucky enough and have had the privilege to have amazing people around me, my sister, my family, all the people watching from home, the people at my table, the people in the audience. That's my family from life. I want to give a message to all my people in Croatia watching. Volim vas puno, šaljem vam 100 pusa I jedva čekam da vas vidim.
You know, it's so ironic that you broke Sue Bird's all-time assists record at UConn, and now you're going to Seattle where she is such a legend. How can you carry on such a great guard legacy for the UConn Huskies in Seattle?
Oh my God, it's huge shoes to fill in. I feel like my whole career at UConn has been such a humbling experience. I've had amazing people around me. I'll mention it again. Without them, I would never be standing here. And I mean, I'm just excited to bring who I am to Seattle. I'm excited to bring my hard work ethic. I'm excited to bring the competition. I'm just excited to bring a good teammate that I am, and everything else, I trust my hard work.
Coach Auriemma has been famous for pushing players. You're the first player that I've seen push Coach Auriemma. How has he helped to build you into the player you are?
Oh my God. I mean, I am forever grateful to Coach, all my coaches, but specifically to him. He saw something in me. He brought me all the way to Croatia. It was a wild card, but I feel like I can say it paid off.
It definitely paid off. Congratulations, and have a great time in Seattle. You'll be fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations to Nika Mule, headed to Seattle. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever, they've already selected Caitlin Clark, who joins her in Indiana. We go back to the podium with the selection. Here is the commissioner.
With the 15th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Celeste Taylor, Ohio State University.
Celeste Taylor getting a big hug. She is headed to the Indiana Fever, where she will join Caitlin Clark, already selected tonight. This is such a good Defensive Player of the Year that she's won it in multiple conferences. The Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. This season, the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Last season, somebody who led the conference in steals this year and takes that skill set now to Indiana.
80 steals this season for Celeste Taylor. Indiana is getting a player that has a defensive mentality. She's got quick hands. She's aggressive. She has great instincts on the defensive end. She has a maturity about her. She plays under control, but also with so much energy. And she has elite speed getting up and down the floor. Her ability to run in transition, find her teammates, and make an impact defensively is exactly what Indiana's gonna get.
And if you know anything about Lynn Dunn, you know that she wants players who are willing and capable of defending, Drea, and Celeste Taylor certainly is that. Another big guard added to the backcourt of the Indiana Fever.
2 selections made tonight. Celeste Taylor, the latest. She is with Holly Rowe.
Well, Celeste, I can remember the second I saw you play as a freshman at Texas. You blew me away, and you had a few stops in between, but every stop you found a way to shine. What is so special about you that whatever the situation, you find a way to be great in it?
Yeah, I mean, I just take a lot of pride in the journey. It's definitely a long road. My parents, you know, having them as my backbone to continue to support me at every single stop. It was hard, but just knowing that they had my back, it helped me.
You stopped, the final stop of your career was at Ohio State, and I hope you don't take offense to this question, but you had to stop Caitlin Clark a lot in the Big Ten recently. How excited are you that you will now be her teammate?
Yeah, I mean, she's a terrific player, terrific. You know, it's hard to guard her. We tried our best, but to now be teammates and trying to get after it and work hard in training camp, I mean, I'm excited. It's taking me back to when we played together at USA, but I mean, it's going to be amazing.
All right, you're known for your defense. I know you're going to just crush it on this level of the WNBA. Thank you, Celeste.
Thank you.
Celeste Taylor headed to the Indiana Fever, where she will join Caitlin Clark, the #1 overall pick of the 2024 WNBA draft. Hey, she's got a mic. She's ready to go. She's going to join our set next. That is up next here on ESPN.
The WNBA Draft 2024, presented by State Farm, is brought to you by U.S. Bank, a proud changemaker partner of the WNBA, and Deloitte, proud sponsor of the WNBA and professional women everywhere.
Well, the records, they just kept spinning for Caitlin Clark's collegiate career at Iowa. Check out this list of her greatest hits, all right? Most points and three-point field goals made in Division I history. Most points and three-pointers made in a season in D1 history. I mean, how could any human keep up with that? You
I thought you were going to try a little bit harder.
I was going to try. A 2-time player of the year, took her team to back-to-back national championship games. The first pick of the 2024 WNBA draft, and Caitlin Clark joins us now. Caitlin, first of all, congratulations.
Excited.
You know, when you made this decision, you could have stayed in school another year. You decided to come out, go pro. You obviously couldn't talk at that time about the team that you would likely be going to, but what about the Fever and knowing that you likely would be headed to Indiana made it appealing to you?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is it's an organization that really cares about women's basketball. They want to do it first class. You know, obviously getting to play with Aaliyah, that lights your eyes up as a point guard. But yeah, I think it's just exciting. They want to get back to their winning ways. Obviously, championship pedigree there, and what Lynn has done has been absolutely incredible. So I can't imagine a better place. Obviously, it's the Midwest. Everybody knows it's going to be a hard ticket to get. So you've haven't got your tickets yet. You better get them now. I'm excited.
You've been a student of the game for a long time. I've been a fan of the WNBA for a long time. In what ways are you most excited to test your own abilities at the next level?
Yeah, honestly, and that's a huge reason of why I decided to leave college is like I feel like I'm ready for a new challenge. I feel like college was obviously amazing, and you get to a point where it's like, all right, I'm ready for something new, and that's exactly like one of the top reasons I wanted to leave is like you get to play against the best players in the world every single time you step on the floor. It's one of the most competitive leagues, is the most competitive league in the world. Obviously, there's not a lot of spots to go around, so you better bring it every single night you step on the floor.
Caitlin, there are so many things that you do well. We talk about your passing, your shooting, but for you, what do you want to hang your hat on as you start this journey in the WNBA?
Honestly, I think an easy thing, like as you start your journey as somebody that's a point guard, and I think it's the passing. Like I'm so lucky I get to play with such amazing players and a roster full of a lot of talent. And obviously a post player in my eyes is one of the best post players in the league, one of the best post players in the world. Like, just feed Aaliyah the ball all day long. Like, come on now.
You know, Aaliyah's a former head coach in college, Dawn Staley. I thought she had some beautiful words about you at the end of South Carolina's national championship celebration on the podium, talking about how you lifted the game of women's basketball this year, something that you'll be tasked with as well at the pro level, and talked about the load you've had to carry. How have you been able to carry that load? It is unprecedented attention, and you're still just trying to go out and do your job.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is like all this has come with just the person that I am and the player that I've been able to be, and that's exactly how I want to go into the WNBA is don't change anything that I've done. Obviously learn, adapt, find ways to get better. People are going to expose my weaknesses, but that's the amazing thing about it. That's the challenge that I wanted, and I think that's the biggest thing is just rely on the people around me, have a lot of fun, be myself, and that's why I got into basketball, because it's fun at the age of 5, and how lucky am I? It gets to be my job, so I'm just very fortunate.
And you've gotten to survive hearing us talk about you to, a mega speaker
All night long.
in the crowd all night.
Sorry, guys.
Caitlin, thank you so much and congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Caitlin Clark, the #1 overall pick of the 2024 draft. How about repeat champions in league history? The Houston Comets, of course, winning 4 straight titles to begin the WNBA era. The LA Sparks, back-to-back titles, and it had not happened in 2 decades until the Las Vegas Aces did it a season ago. Just remarkable talent from the Aces, incredible coaching from Becky Hammon, and we know this is an Aces team. They are tough to beat. We've seen it now 2 years in a row in the playoffs. You look at the WNBA landscape, they are obviously the clear-cut favorites to three-peat.
And even decimated by injury in Game 4, they were still able to pull out that WNBA championship. And if you look at this team, all right, where could they use some depth? It's at the point guard position. And when I was in touch with Becky Hammon just this past weekend, I said, do you think De'Asia Fair might be available at your pick? And her response is, I wish. Well, De'Asia Fair is available right now. And if there is a coach who knows how to utilize an undersized guard, it would be Becky Hammon.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. If De'Asia Fair could learn from anyone, Becky Hammon would be such a special combination.
Well, we're going to find out if De'Asia is going to learn from Becky Hammon. Right now, the pick is in, the first selection of the night for the defending champs, the Las Vegas Aces.
With the 16th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Las Vegas Aces select De'Asia Fair, Syracuse University.
It was amazing hearing so many of the players who would go up against De'Asia Fair towards the end of the season, get to the podium afterwards, and talk about how difficult she is to stop, how much respect they have for her game, and now she takes that game to the professional level with the Las Vegas Aces. She joins the 2-time MVP Asia Wilson. She joins Chelsea Gray and Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young and Candace Parker, who's back as well. A pretty good squad to try and absorb some things from for De'Asia Fair.
Think about De'Asia Fair learning from Chelsea Gray and Becky Hammon. And this is a situation where the rich get richer. What did the Aces do last season? They led the league in points per game. What does De'Asia Fair do oh so well? She scores the basketball. 22 points per game this season. Finished her career 3rd all-time in Division I career points. She is a special talent going to a special team.
And she really has an opportunity to not only make this team, but contribute to this team. I mean, this is a young woman at only 5'5". That's the only knock on her game is her size. And again, Becky Hammon is the perfect person to lead her through that. Becky is a coach who loves scorers. De'Asia Fair is a scorer.
Well, she is with Holly right now.
Well, De'Asia, everywhere you've gone, you level up, your game levels up. You started out scoring 33 points a game in high school, then in college at Buffalo, then at Syracuse, you became the #3 career scorer in Division I basketball history. How are you? Yes, let's take a moment for that. How are you able to level up your game no matter where you play?
I mean, it's a mindset. I mean, Coach Jack has instilled a mindset in me since the day we met, so, yeah.
Your mindset is big. Becky Hammon was an undrafted, undersized guard. You're being drafted tonight, and I know that your size doesn't bother you at all. You found a way to succeed. How is Becky Hammon seeing something special in you?
I think we kind of played similar. I was nominated for the award, I believe, 3 seasons in a row. So that says a lot.
Yeah, the Becky Hammon Point Guard Award, right? One of the things that always made her special in this league is her movement off the ball and coming back to the ball and getting opportunities for herself. How can you do that with this Aces team?
I think she'll be able to teach me that, you know, as being my new head coach. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Becky Hammon, you got a good one here.
Thank you.
All right, the Asia Fair headed to Vegas as the second round rolls on here in Brooklyn. We now have the New York Liberty's second pick of the night with the 17th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. The New York Liberty select as Mary Martinez from the University of Arizona. So the second selection of the evening for the New York Liberty as they take as Mary Martinez of Arizona, and we go right into the 18th selection now. The Las Vegas Aces back on the clock, and in with their 18th pick, here's Kathy Engelberg.
With the 18th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Las Vegas Aces select Kate Martin, University of Iowa.
What a wonderful moment for Kate Martin, a player considered the glue of these Iowa teams that have captivated so many people across the country. We saw Kate really elevate her game throughout this NCAA tournament, specifically Sweet 16 in. We've seen the critical role she has played throughout the years for Iowa, and she goes to Las Vegas here at pick 18.
If you're looking for a player who's going to be great in the locker room and knows how to play with stars, look no further than Kate Martin, and a player who her junior year, her 4th year at Iowa, did a little bit more on the perimeter, was their 3 player. This year asked to bang inside a bit more, always willing to step up to the challenge. What an exciting moment for this young woman.
This is incredible. She comes here to support her teammate, Caitlin Clark, ends up getting to the Aces, the reigning champion. She's been the coach on the floor for Iowa in so many big moments. Her understanding of the game, her basketball IQ, and her skill set. She makes the right reads. She plays under control. It's a great pick.
What an awesome moment here as Holly is with Kate Martin.
Okay, this is so dang cool. Like, you're here supporting your teammates. And they were going to have you in the mezzanine. I'm like, you better bring her down here because I think she's going to get drafted. What are you thinking when you hear your name called right now?
Oh, man, a lot of emotions. I'm really happy to be here. I was here to support Caitlin, but, you know, I was hoping to hear my name called, and all I wanted was an opportunity, and I got it, so I'm really excited.
We know what you do with an opportunity. This is the world champion, Las Vegas Aces. How can you make an impact and try to make that roster?
Yeah, I'm super excited for the opportunity. You know, I have a really good work ethic, but more than anything, I think I'm a very versatile player. I can score at multiple levels, and I can guard multiple positions. But I'm really excited to get there, and I know I'm going to give it all I got.
Tough as bleep. Congratulations. Thank you.
What a cool moment for Kate Martin here, supporting her teammate Caitlin Clark, gets selected by the defending champs, and a big hug from her head coach.
No. I can't handle this.
Great handle takes practice.
Jewel Lloyd.
The key is balance and anticipation, so no one can steal.
Someone did steal.
Oh. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, State Farm's here to help.
We should watch the game. Oh, right.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
This Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear is so soft and so smooth.
Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear has wavy perforations that tear so much better for a smooth, more enjoyable go. Charmin, enjoy the go.
Great brands, great prices. Discover it all at Kohl's.
Oh, nothing works on this acne.
Hi. Who? I'm a licensed dermatology provider from Curology. Answer a few questions, I'll look at your skin and prescribe you a personalized cream.
Wow!
Curology, skincare with a face.
So, you want to become a pilot? It's easy. It's just 14 years of obsession, rigorous training.
Then put in 1,500 flight hours.
It's simple. Learn aerodynamics, physics, meteorology, and
It's not like you're learning to fly just one plane. There's this one, and eventually, that one.
There's a pilot shortage out there, and only the best can fix it. That's why I'm here.
I'm here.
And we're here.
Kaylin or Kaylee.
Oh, yeah, Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink. Having some fun with TikTok, Aaliyah Edwards as well. Angel Reese. Yeah, everybody dancing. There's a lot to celebrate, a lot to be excited about when it comes to this season in women's college basketball. And so many of those stars here tonight seeing their professional dreams come true. We have a bevy of second-round selections that are now in. We want to share with you. With the 19th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Connecticut Sun select Tiana Jackson from the University of Kansas. With the 20th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Atlanta Dream select Isabel Borlase from Australia. With the 21st pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Washington Mystics select Kaylin Trong from Gonzaga University. With the 22nd pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Connecticut Sun select Helena Puello from the University of Arizona. And with the 23rd pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the New York Liberty select Jessica Carter from Mississippi State. The 24th pick is in right now as well. And for that selection, we go back to the podium for the Aces pick. Here's Kathy Engelbert.
With the 24th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Las Vegas Aces select Elizabeth Kitley from Virginia Tech.
Elizabeth Kitley, who was the key member of the dynamic duo with Georgia Amore last year, taking Virginia Tech to the Final Four this year, had her career shortened just at the end due to injury, but gets selected here to the Las Vegas Aces after an unbelievably decorated career, a three-time ACC Player of the Year, who tore ACL in the final game of the regular season, but is headed to the home of the two-time defending champs, the Las Vegas Aces.
I really love this pick for both Liz Kitley and the Vegas Aces. Obviously unable to play this year, but she can go to a top-notch team and organization and facility to help her rehab. This is a Vegas Aces team that is always looking for that post player who can score, and Liz Kitley can certainly do that at 6'6". She averaged just under 23 points a game, 11 boards a game as well. Has got that nice little mid-range follow-away inside, can pass, and has a high usage in the pick and roll because of her time with Georgia Amore. This is a player who's a year away, but I really like the fit.
Yeah, and this is Liz Kitley, who was in elite company when she was in college, joined Alyssa Thomas and Elena Beard as the only ACC women's players to win ACC Player of the Year 3 times, and now she gets elite company to learn from Asia Wilson and the Aces.
And you know what? She gets interviewed by elite company right now. Here's Holly Rowe with Liz Kitley.
Well, Liz, sometimes things happen for a reason, right? This injury has been heartbreaking for you, but you're going to the Aces, one of the best organizations in the W. How has this kind of full circle moment planned out right now?
Yeah, I mean, if I decide to take a positive look at it, I get a year to sit behind and watch the best in the league, especially in my position with Asia Wilson. That's just incredible. So, you know, I try not to worry about the things I can't control and just focus on the positives.
There's been other players in your situation, Isabel Harris and I remember, Chelsea Gray, players who had to sit out their first year and they've gone on to great careers. How will you take hope that there are other people who've gone through this and gone on to great careers in the W?
Yeah, thinking about that has definitely helped a lot. Chelsea Gray actually reached out to me, and that's just one example of someone that's given me their love and support, and it means a lot, and it's, you know, brought me here today, and hopefully I'll keep that hope and support for the next year.
I know your dad drives everywhere. Your family has been your greatest supporter. Tell me what it's like to have them here for this moment.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't pay them to miss it. They come to everything. They've never missed anything. I wish I got a hug, but we'll do it later, I guess.
They got to come up and give them a hug. Come on. They've got to come to you. Congratulations.
Nobody better at organizing hugs than Holly Rowe. The second round is in the books. Las Vegas Aces are very active.
The WNBA Draft 2024 is presented by State Farm. Proud to cover greatness.
Welcome back to the WNBA Draft 2024 presented by State Farm. Well, the NBA play-in tournament is here Wednesday. Countdown, 6:30 Eastern on ESPN. Then you have Heat, Sixers in the 7-8 game, followed by Hawks, Bulls in an elimination 9-10 game at 9:30 Eastern. The Phoenix Mercury are finally on the clock. How about the Phoenix Mercury in their offseason?
This is a Phoenix Mercury team that got much better in the offseason, and they had a tumultuous year a season ago. So much attention on the return of Brittany Griner. There was a change in the Phoenix Mercury leadership, and then you see these offseason acquisitions, Kalia Copper, Natasha Cloud, and this is a team right now that does not have a ton of cap space. They re-signed Diana Taurasi. They re-signed Brittany Griner. Griner was the only one who took less than her value. So the beauty of picks 25 and 29 here in this third round, these picks have a real chance to make the Phoenix Mercury roster because they need players who are on their rookie minimum.
Well, the pick is in. Here's the first pick of the third round. For that, we go back to the podium to Commissioner Kathy Engelbert.
With the 25th pick in the 2024 WNBA Draft, the Phoenix Mercury select Charisma Osborne, UCLA.
Charisma Osborne, who had so much success at UCLA, a 5-year starter, a 4-time All-Pac-12 selection, second most points in school history with over 2,200. And she is going to get a chance to learn behind some of the greatest players in league history out in Phoenix.
Charisma Osborne is certainly a true 3-and-D player. She can score on the inside, but she is the only player in the Pac-12 with 50 three-point field goals made and 50 steals in each of the last 2 seasons. One word to describe her is consistency. She defends, she plays hard, she shoots the ball well, which is a great need for Phoenix. I know Phoenix has had a lot of moves in this offseason, but they were 10th in three-point field goal percentage last season, 7th in made threes per game. Charisma Osborne has an opportunity to come in and contribute to Phoenix in that aspect.
And this is a new leadership in Phoenix that values versatility and IQ, and Charisma Osborne brings both of those. A Phoenix team that was very slow in pace a year ago won't be that anymore when Natasha Cloud and Kalia Copper. Charisma Osborne can also push pace, certainly can defend, and has great size for a guard.
Charisma with Holly right now.
All you need is an opportunity, and you got it. You have been such a great leader, defender, shooter. How will you bring all of this special parts of you to the Phoenix Mercury?
Yeah, I think you said it. Just bringing all of that with me. I have so much confidence in myself, and I have so many people here around to support me, so I'm super excited.
I know you wanted to shout out the people who have poured into you to get you to this moment.
Yeah, my parents, my mom and my dad, I definitely would not be there without them. And they've just been so amazing to me, and my grandma and my sister, and from my coaches to my teammates. There's a million people I could name, but I'm just so grateful for my support system, and all glory to God as well.
Well, congratulations. I know Coach Close is out there somewhere yelling and cheering for you, too.
Yeah, she's definitely excited for me.
Oh, good. Well, have a great time. I know that you can go out there and surprise everybody and really show them what you've got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Charisma Osborne, headed to the Phoenix Mercury with the 25th overall pick, the first pick of this third round. You know, we've had some of the top picks of this draft wearing mics throughout the day. It's been a busy day. It's time for all access with some of the stars of the 2024 WNBA draft.
Oh my gosh, you look gorgeous. I know, right? Caitlin, stand with my mom. Okay. Sweet. Oh, they want you. The people want you. There you go. Hey! Right before I came here, I FaceTimed Steph, saying all these encouraging words, laughing with me, and then we FaceTimed Seth, and he hangs up immediately. What? I just called you out on television.
With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark. The Los Angeles Sparks select Cameron Brink.
I love you. Welcome.
Hi. So excited. Good luck. Congrats. Thank you.
The Chicago Sky select Camila Cardosa.
That's what it's all about, right? Seeing these young women have their professional dreams come true tonight, seeing these moments with their loved ones, the genuine joy their coaches have as well. I mean, just awesome stuff.
And life-changing moments for many of these young women, and memories that they are going to have forever. Where did your professional career start? It started here tonight.
And who did your professional career start with? Who was in your draft class? Watching them support each other, take pictures together, say good luck, say congratulations. This group changed the game.
Yeah.
And them supporting each other here in this moment is truly special.
Right. There's a reason why we sold tickets to the draft for the first time, and it sold out in 15 minutes, and this crowd has been incredible tonight here in Brooklyn, because they have inspired the viewer, inspired the fan, and carrying this momentum right into the start of the WNBA season. All right, we have some more selections here in Mackenzie Holmes from Indiana University. With the 27th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Leilani Correa from the University of Florida. With the 28th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Los Angeles Sparks select Mackenzie Forbes from the University of Southern California. With the 29th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Phoenix Mercury select Jazz Shelley from the University of Nebraska. With the 30th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Washington Mystics select Nastia Kleesens from Belgium. With the 31st pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Minnesota Lynx select Kiki Jefferson from the University of Louisville. With the 32nd pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, we will find out in just a moment. The rest of the third round will be on the other side of this break. We've almost made it to the finish line of this special night in Brooklyn. ESPN Fantasy Women's Basketball is back. Sign up now and build your roster with current and future stars. Go to ESPN.com/Fantasy Women's Basketball or the ESPN Fantasy app to get started. Well, opening week of the WNBA season, it is almost here. Tuesday, May 14th on ESPN2, we have Countdown 7 Eastern. Then Caitlin Clark makes her pro debut against Connecticut. Then a little more countdown in Phoenix and Vegas. New look Phoenix against the defending champs. How about Saturday, May 18th on ABC? Caitlin Clark and Barclays. And then LA against Vegas. The final picks of the third round are in with the 32nd pick of the 2024 WNBA draft. The Atlanta Dream select Matilde Villa from Italy. With the 33rd pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Dallas Wings select Ashley Owusu from Penn State University. With the 34th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Connecticut Sun select Abby Shue from Columbia University. Getting a big reaction here in New York. With the 35th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the New York Liberty select Caitlin Davis from the University of Southern California. And with the 36th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Las Vegas Aces select Angel Jackson from Jackson State University. And those are our 36 picks in this 2024 WNBA draft. The third round now in the books. You see the selections that round out the draft class of 2024. Draft class, obviously, we will all remember for a very long time. Holly Rowe now joining our desk up here with Andrea Carter, Rebecca Lobo. I'm Ryan Rucco. Obviously, we're in it, right? And we've been in it a while when it comes to women's basketball. We love this. We felt the energy tonight. We certainly just felt it in Cleveland at the Final Four. Holly, I'll start with you. When we look at this season and we just saw some of the upcoming games, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, I think the talent is unprecedented. I think the fan engagement is as high as it's ever been. But I want to make sure that people know there are going to be more roster spots available next year. I'm very excited about the Golden State Warriors having a new WNBA team. The name is TBD. I might know it, but I'm not going to say it today. Don't say it, Holly. Don't say it. But they have already sold over 6,000 season tickets for a team that won't play for another year. All right, Golden State WNBA team, you're going to have more roster spots, and that is good for the WNBA.
All right, Drea, how about you? What are you most excited about with this season?
Well, I'm excited for this draft class. We've talked about how they've changed the game, and so many names were called, and I was like, oh, that's a great fit. Like, they have such a great opportunity to stick with this team, and I truly believe the energy, the excitement, the engagement, the intention that we just got from college carries right over to the WNBA. It just gets better from here.
I certainly think that will be the case, and we saw the upcoming television schedule. And when I look at that, I'm thinking we've just come off an unprecedented Final Four where we've broken all kinds of records in terms of TV ratings. I believe that Indiana's first game at Connecticut, we will see the highest rated game on ESPN2 since 2003, which is the record-setting game. I believe that Indiana's game at New York on ABC that first Saturday, we are going to see the highest rated ABC game ever. The previous one was in 2004. I am ready for people to start really fully appreciating the WNBA, not just Indiana and Caitlin Clark, but all the incredible athletes across the league.
Yeah, will Vegas be able to three-peak? Can New York get to the mountaintop? The storylines, they are endless. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. For our producer, Josh Careswell, our directors, Susan Malinsky, Holly Rowe, Rebecca Lobo, Andrea Carter, I'm Ryan Rucco. Coming up next, it's the Wild and the Kings, little NHL, and we will see you May 14th on ESPN2.